enrollment. Without any aid, many providers will have no choice but to close permanently, leaving more and more parents without the resources and support they need to provide for their families. So I've been calling on this relief for this industry, and President-elect Biden's plan has a great deal of resources in there to do that. The plan would create a $25 billion emergency stabilization fund for the industry, and that will not only fund the industry but the Child Care and Development Block Grant Program by an additional $15 billion. The plan also expands the child care tax credits for a year to help families access care that right now is prohibitively expensive because they don't necessarily have an income. That's especially true here in New York, where infant care costs nearly $7,500 more per year than public college tuition. Working parents and working people all across our state need to know that they can stay home when a child is sick, that they can stay home if they're sick, can stay home if their kids' schools close. That's why we desperately need emergency paid leave. 140,000 jobs were lost last month in December, and the net job loss was among women and women of color. So we have a crucial problem that we have to face, and that's why paid leave is so important. Joe's plan will have extended paid leave for 22 million workers, and it's thought to have prevented up to 15,000 COVID infections each day, but that plan expired at the end of the year. So now it's important that we do not abandon this program, that we get it reauthorized, and that's what President-elect Biden's plan will do. And last, to get our country back up and running, we have to do a robust vaccination plan. And this is something that I have proposed a federal health force to do. President-elect Biden's plan will put resources allocated to do exactly that, to hire 100,000 public health workers, to get more shots into arms, to make sure we have the contact tracing and testing that's necessary to defeat COVID. So I'm grateful that our President-elect Biden cares about the things that Senator Schumer and I care about, and I'm so grateful that Senator Schumer is in the room to make sure these negotiations go where our state needs them. Thank you very much.
Thank you. 2 points I left out. This plan, of course, is very good for New York, but it's very much needed from one end of America to the other. The whole country is hurting. This is a crisis. We must step up to the plate. President Biden has stepped up, President-elect Biden has stepped up to that plate, and when I become majority leader, which will be on Wednesday, I'll be able to help him get this plan done, and I'll be able to, working with Senator Gillibrand and the New York delegation, help New York get the help it needs. Okay? Now I have I'm going to just read a statement, well not read it, but talk about a statement on appointments. As I mentioned, we have the greatest health care crisis in 100 years, the greatest economic crisis in 75 years, and of course we all saw what happened at the Capitol on January 6th. So we're facing large national and homeland security challenges. We need people in office quickly, and I would hope that our Republican colleagues would join us in putting Secretary of Defense, Secretary of Homeland Security, Secretary of State, Attorney General, and others in office ASAP. Given the crises in this country, we cannot wait. And when President Trump was president, on the first day, both Defense and Homeland Security were put into office. We Democrats supported that happening. We need cooperation. I hope we'll get it, because the needs are very important. Okay? Questions first on what Senator Gillibrand and I talked about on the rescue plan.
You have a majority or about to have a majority, but we don't have a veto proof. I filibuster for a supermajority. How worried are you about getting this all passed?
Well, we hope we can get bipartisan support for this plan. President-elect Biden has suggested that. But this plan is very, very important, and we have to get it passed one way or the other.
On appointments, the President-elect has said he wants to bifurcate things regarding impeachment and other matters. How possible do you think that is?
Well, I hope we can do that, and that is, I would agree that that is important. And we're working with our Republican colleagues to try and come up with a bifurcated plan. You need more or less unanimous agreement to do it. No, I don't. Okay?
If I could just ask almost a reflective type question. You're becoming Senate Majority Leader. It's been, for 45 years since you were first elected in Brooklyn, the state assembly seat. What does it mean to you and your journey?
Well, it's tremendous responsibility, and there's so many things we have to do to make this country better. We have to recover from all of the detritus that the Trump administration has left, but even more important than that, we have to recover from the COVID crisis and then move America forward so that every working person, every family, every person in America feels they have a real chance to advance. That feeling hasn't been very strong in the American people over the last while, and we must do everything we can in our power to restore it.
Is it especially becoming majority leader with a Democrat in the White House?
Well, I'm glad Joe Biden's in the White House either way, but the bottom line is I will, as majority leader, I'll try to help him get his agenda done. Okay?
I'd like to say something,
One last question.
About that question. So our country is in a time of deep suffering, both from the COVID epidemic and the financial collapse that's corresponding to it. And Joe Biden could not have a better partner than Chuck Schumer as the majority leader, because Chuck Schumer understands states and communities all across this country better than anybody. He's worked to get people elected in every part of this country, red, blue, and purple. And he understands that this country needs to heal, that we have to bring people together, that we have to get things done. And I don't think there's a human being alive in America today that could do a better job than Chuck Schumer in this moment to bring this country back together again, to get things done, to get the economy moving. His life and dedication to public service has prepared him for this moment better than anyone. And so I am so optimistic that in this new Congress, we will be able to govern, we will be able to get resources to our cities, our states, our communities. We'll be able to help people who have no jobs get jobs. We'll be able to help families that are hungry get food. We'll be able to help kids that don't have resources, the tools they need to study and learn in school. I see everything as possible now because of that one change. And so I just want Senator Schumer to understand that he is the right person at this time for this moment to deliver the relief that hopefully President-elect Biden and Vice President-elect Harris will bring forward with the support of Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer so that we can heal this country. And he is well poised to do that job extremely well.